In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to correctly go through the process of turning on a soundboard and amp in the Warner University Center. For the purposes of this video, we will be working in the Pacific Room. Now, the first step in this process begins at the Pacific Room soundboard, which is located at the back of the room behind this curtain. Here we will begin by turning the soundboard on by flipping this switch here. You will know the soundboard is working because the screen will turn on and you will see a series of flashing lights on the board as well as on this panel behind the board. So now the soundboard will take a minute or two to go through its startup settings before it will be ready to use. In the meantime, we will take a walk up to the backstage area where we will turn on the amp. Once we are at the right side backstage area, we will need to find this breaker panel here. Now this panel, there are 3 small stickers that say amp next to these 3 switches that are connected. This switch is the one that needs to be flipped for the amp to turn on. Once that switch is on, we will head back to the soundboard. Like I said before, the soundboard has a series of startup settings it has to run through before it is ready to be used. A few indicators that the board is ready is that there are no more blinking lights on the board itself. We can also tell that it is ready if the screen on the board is on this main home screen. Now that both the soundboard and the amp are on, the next step is to test it. There are 2 good options for doing this. The first is using the projector setup that is built into the Pacific Room. This option works, but tends to be a bit more time consuming. The second and much quicker option is to grab one of the Pacific Room's built-in wireless microphones. You will begin this testing process by grabbing a microphone from the drawer below the soundboard, and then look for which number it is. This will correspond to a channel on the soundboard. You will make sure this channel is unmuted and the volume is turned up, and then turn the microphone on. Now it is ready to be tested.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
So as we can see, the system is on and working for the event. After the event has happened, it is time to turn the sound system off. For this process, we need to turn things off in the opposite order in which we turn them on. This means the first step is turning off the amp at the breaker panel backstage. Once the amp is off, we can go back to the soundboard and turn it off using this switch right here. After everything is off, it is important to make sure that your equipment is all put away and locked if needed. And that is how to turn on, test, and turn off the sound system in the Pacific Room. Thank you for watching.